Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife Montana, and this is Rue, and this is Hogarth, and this is Waddles.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 5, Episode 5 of My Hero Academia, Operation New Improv Moves. I mean, it's been really cool to see the way they work together, but now in new groups with new tools and more skills, I guess, just in general.
It's fun to see different combos of quirks work together.
Combos.
If you're excited for this episode of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out the Patreon link in the description below to support us as creators and see these episodes early in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for episode 5, season 5 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Classes 1A and 1B from the Hero course at UA High are battling it out against one another in team combat training. In the first match, special guest Shinso succeeded in disrupting his opponent's ability to communicate. It ended with a win for my classmates.
Explain what you learned or would do differently.
Well, if I'm not brawling with my enemies, then my quirk ends up kind of useless. If that had been real, Shiozaki would have just murdered me before I ever hit the ground.
I need to be able to give more detailed instructions to the bugs I call.
And I pretty much killed it, thinking I probably made some new fans. It's cool, those warm feelings aren't something you can control. Now let's hear some praise, I'm not shy.
We lost Koda and Kirishima quick. It was a blow to our team's morale. I wish we could have won without losing anybody.
They're learning a lot from this, though.
Yeah.
The binding cloth. I couldn't even use 1/10 of what I learned from you. It's so frustrating. There's a reason that they call it training. The scarf is hard to use. It took me 6 years to master. Move on, but don't forget this feeling. Right.
The two who went through work studies dug deep in their reflections.
It's not surprising. They faced those Shie Hasaikai villains. I heard it was a pretty intense raid. If you experience fighting like that,
you could say that.
It changes the way you think and how you approach a battle. Even a training battle like this, I guess.
Compared to the others, that brain-dead shock jock looks like a total moron.
Shock jock.
Listen up. Kirishima, you should focus on forcing your opponent into a head-on fight.
Yes, sir.
Koda, it's exactly as you said. Increase the accuracy with which you control animals. Don't rush. Think about your enemy's weaknesses. Kaminari,
bonus quirk
you weren't
self-awareness.
serious at the start. Are you only strong if your team's in trouble?
No.
Asui, focus on how to recover from a mistake instead of the mistake itself.
Yes, sir.
Use what you learned today to improve
Very
your future.
smart.
Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
He didn't give him any feedback.
He already
other
did.
Than...
At the end of the line, he said, it took me 6 years to master,
Gotcha. Okay, that was... Okay.
I think clearly Aizawa has been sort of training him separately. Mm-hmm. I think they have similar quirks in that they both just cause one person to be affected in one way. Mm-hmm. That isn't a fighting quirk.
Yeah. They also have the same eye bags.
Even though he won, he's still painfully aware of his inexperience. Yet instead of getting dismayed, he's replaying the match in his head to find ways to improve his performance, so that he dominates the next match. It's so invigorating.
Seriously? Okay.
Contain yourself.
Do you know why you lost? Or shall I explain it to you? Ishida was your focal point. Or wait, was Shiozaki your ace? If you'd only come together as a team, you could have taken them all!
Mr. Vlad's eyes get so scary when he's mad. It's not in Shiozaki's nature to deceive. Forgot to consider that fact, Beastman, didn't you?
You're correct. And as a result, we allowed our opponents time to come up with a plan. You have my sincerest apologies.
Hellfire spares no one.
What a shame. But I learned something swell. He's good. I'm looking forward to having him on my side. Shinso, buddy, let's come up with a plan to make Class A cry like toddlers. Something that'll
Everyone
really
wants to be
ruin their
friends with him now.
He's just talking to himself.
We should start coming up with a plan too.
His poses remind me of
Brainstorm some
Lelouch.
ideas about how we can best
Yes.
approach our match.
Smart, Deku. Let's do combos like a super move in a game.
We should strategize as well.
Todoroki is a strong focal point.
I am.
What about us?
Gotta go. Let's get on the same page.
The page is, stay out of my way.
It's like nothing.
We'll be
There's
up against
only one
Shinso at
page.
this match. His voice modifier is a big threat.
Sticky acid floating kick for the win! What the heck is that?
What if they say they're only going to talk to each other in silly voices?
I'm on.
That's funny.
Their team's dead. I'll blow him straight to hell. I don't need you.
We can save Ida for our trump card if we're in a bind.
Before you rely on me, there's something I wanted to tell you about my recipro.
Instant kill floating bomb!
None of these terms make sense.
Intern students should see the nurse. Humans are inferior beings whose parts can't be replaced.
Feel that. Such passion. Such vigor. Like a spring awakening.
It's winter, though. The end of the year is almost upon us. Everyone's been working to develop their quirks and perfect their ultimate moves. Young Midoriya, too, has become better at using one for all. He learned shoot style and air force. Most got provisional licenses. A few even fought against the
Big year.
Shiei
Yeah.
and bounced back. In the midst of all these events,
Still all
and
in one
troubles,
school year.
Yeah.
pushed on earnestly, reaching toward their goals.
How many
Now
years are they
have
in
the
school?
chance to compare themselves to
Three.
other students chasing the same dream. They'll gain a better understanding of where they are. In a way, this is a rehearsal for the rest of their lives.
So, All Might, what did you think of Shinso?
He's great. And he has guts. It's telling that the first emotion he felt after the match was frustration.
This is a test for him. A good showing and he could end up transferred. I'd wager he's eager to show off at his next match. Well, Vlad, a lot
I don't think he's much of a show-off.
I know. Second round teams to the field!
All right, second
Perfect.
round. Who do you
Okay.
think takes it between these two teams?
Okay, on the bottom level, is there anyone whose powers I know?
Yeah, she can make her fists really big.
The girl with the orange hair?
Yeah, and then we got Shroom person.
I'm very curious what her deal is. Because is it like psychedelic or decay?
Who knows?
Really could be either.
Decay is the name of
Shigaraki's?
Yeah, his
Yes.
quirk.
But
then,
like,
what do you think of this team up here?
they seem pretty solid.
They got the Twinkler.
Which, I mean, all you really need
is to twinkle. Nobody
it's
can
just
bill my twinkle.
unbelievable self-confidence.
Also, I'm noticing, is the Invisible Girl like petting Dark Shadow in that photo?
Is she just like holding him,
I
or
think
is
she's
it like are they?
boy. Like,
but
'cause
are-
look, the eyes are kind of closed, like a I am a
Maybe,
good
but
boy.
it kind of seems like they're like stacked in front of each other.
Yeah, like that.
Like on the bottom there, left to right, obviously. So she's just kind of like in between.
Yeah.
But I mean, invisibility is a pretty broken quirk. I think if they can strategize, they are going to be successful.
Yeah. So who are you predicting wins?
Top people.
All right. Let's see.
Class 1A.
Hey, Yayarozu.
Yes? What is it, Kendo?
Why weren't you in the pageant? I thought I'd see you there. I'm sure you would have stood a good chance.
For some reason, Mr. Aizawa failed to tell us that something like that would be taking place. I also had band practice, so I wouldn't have had time to prepare for it. I suppose he must have decided that a pageant wasn't necessary for my hero progress.
After we were in that commercial during our intern days, I think some people have started to put us in the same category. Our fans have pushed us into a box.
Into a box?
You know, it's like when people think idols in the same group are all alike. At the school festival, the same people shouted Yayarozu and Kendo because they've lumped you together.
Oh, now that you mention it.
Idolatry.
Troubling ritual.
Look, if I'm being honest, your grades and quirk are both better than mine, Yaoyorozu. It's easy to see. I
What's
wanna
with
be
the
my own
hair
hero,
bow situation? Oh,
which
never
is why
mind.
I'm dying to try my hand against you today.
I accept, gladly. With all of my heart.
Hey, Tokoyami. If you think about it, we're basically the same type, too.
If you say so.
How?
Shihai Kurohiro. Your quirk lets you merge with darkness and move freely within it.
Oh.
You and I share a destiny. We are brothers in the shadows.
Oh. You have also stared into the abyss?
Long live eternal darkness, friend.
The edgelords.
Oh yeah.
Twinkling at all.
Trying to out
Those
angst each
two
other.
aren't twinkling at all.
And now it's time. Team Kendo, tear them to pieces! Start the second match!
That was a biased commentary!
For real.
K-Team, let's go!
Kendo seems like a really important part of your class dynamic.
Yeah! She gets the job done no matter what!
Why are you yelling? That's our brilliant class
Me.
representative for you. She's smart and
Yup.
decisive even under pressure. It's so awesome. She's also brave, risking herself on the front
Remember
line.
this?
Others
Yeah.
counting on her. Not to mention her attitude. Rocks.
Okay, yeah.
Without her, we would have killed Monomar and become a bunch of fools like him by now.
Uncalled for.
Think of her as our class's big sister. Itsuka Kendo inspires all of us to do our best.
Okay, sweet. And she kind of challenged Yaoyorozu to like a one-on-one?
We'll
Kinda?
start reconnaissance immediately.
Just head to head,
If you
two
please.
teams.
Roger.
Okay.
Now, Dark Shadow. Got it! Report back when you find the enemy. Leave it to me!
All the pipes make shadows pretty easy.
Yeah.
They pretty much know what our quirks are by now, but we've been improving on them and developing new moves, so they have to be ready for anything. That's why first, they'll try for some recon.
Dark Shadows found our opponents. They're located near the chimneys.
Quickly then!
Just standing around! I'll take care of whoever I can catch
I'll
first!
leave it to you, Kurohiro!
Ooh.
Into the abyss.
What are you gonna do though?
You're able
Good
to let
question.
Dark Shadow go pretty far now. Did you
We're gonna
level
be
up
in the
during
dark
your work
together.
study as well?
Somewhat, yes. But the farther he is, the less time he lasts.
Oh, speaking of,
Stand back!
Tokoyami!
what's going on? This isn't right.
Fumikage!
Holy shit.
Dark Shadow! He lost control!
No. There's plenty of light out here, so Tokoyami should be in full command. So maybe
He's like possessed,
someone
kinda?
Possessed him? Is there another power like Shinso's?
Oh wait, if he keeps controlling the light, if you're just like so much darkness, then it makes sense that he would be out of control.
Warp refraction! Stay cheese!
Quick! Back to me!
Kurohiro was
Okay.
inside Dark Shadow!
He was in Dark Shadow.
Wow,
'cause
okay.
it's darkness.
Right.
Can't trap him.
Escaped into the shadows! So that's his power in action.
Pretty cool quirk.
That is very cool.
Base Shihai Kurohiro. Quirk, dark. He can melt into shadows immediately. And by developing his quirk, he's become able to move through the darkness. But it has to be something stationary in order for him to zip around.
Then how is he in Dark Shadow?
He wasn't zipping around.
I
He
swear
was
I
in one
will
spot.
vanquish you.
Oh, I see.
He said he'll vanquish him.
You and I share a hallowed destiny of darkness.
I see. Fated rivals. Very well. I'll use your challenge to reveal something. A move I discovered working with Hawks.
Okay.
Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
He works with Hawks.
You move with Hawks.
Dark Fallen Angel.
Is he gonna use Dark Shadow's feathers?
It's a good point. But so he's worked with Hawks, the bird man.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Of course he did.
All right. It is interesting that two people on this one team have been like, we're alike, you and I, like for no fucking reason.
They're both darkness based.
But like, why do you need to do that? You just need to start a competition being like, we're the same.
Well, I think the more and more the series goes on, it becomes clear quirks influence personality. So two darkness-based quirks makes two like emo people, you know?
Right, but that doesn't mean that you're like, now we're mortal enemies. Like, what the fuck? Like, calm down.
He said they have a fated destiny, not necessarily enemies, but
a fated destiny because you have the same power. Like,
he always ends
come
up taking
on.
care of things himself.
Natural diamonds, not that synthetic stuff. I could easily get 300 mil for.
That's such horseshit. Oh, very
I'll
cool.
take these.
Oh crap! Hawks.
Come on, team. Why are you so slow? There's a fight at a barn cantina, so I'm flying there next. You head back. Deal with all the paperwork, yeah?
Tokoyami!
Wow.
Let's take this guy in. It's our job as sidekicks.
Only because Hawks is too fast.
You gotta admit, though, it is an efficient system.
Oh, hell.
yeah, he just flies around, gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Kids and Eagle.
pretty perfect.
Apparently, I was the first student Hawks ever made an offer to after the sports festival. During
That's
the
flattering.
internship, I chased after him constantly, but I mostly did cleanup for incidents he resolved. Questions arose in me.
I can't let things get worse while I wait for you guys just so you get practice.
Then, why'd you ask me to intern with you in the first place?
We're birds of a feather.
Is that a joke?
Nope, I'm 20% serious. Half of the reason was because I wanted to talk to someone from Class 1A. I'm interested in those thugs from the League of Villains who attacked you.
Remember, he's
Make things
infiltrating.
easier on me. I figured I might as well find a solid recruit who could keep up with me. So, from the top finishers at the UA Sports Festival, I chose the fellow faux avian who seemed like he'd be worthwhile. Now
That
then,
makes sense,
why don't
'cause
we
they
start
can
with
fly
how the
together.
first attack went down at the
Kind
USJ.
He's just a bird. I don't know if he can fly.
As I told him about the details
I mean,
of our
Dark Shadow
encounter,
does.
Not really. He doesn't fly.
Okay, I mean, he's in the. Okay, all right.
What? He doesn't fly
Well,
with Dark Shadow.
technically,
No,
he's not flying
he can't,
because
no,
he's connected
he can't
to the
fly.
ground.
No, he can't. He can't fly. Why do you think he can fly?
Like, he can send this, like, bird creature just out. How is that not flying?
Because it's not getting off the ground.
Because it's barely connected to the ground? What do you do with a kite,
He
Kenny?
cannot fly.
What do you do with a kite, Kenny?
Are you saying Dark Shadow's like a kite?
Yes.
Kites can't make you fly, so he cannot fly.
No,
He has a kite, maybe, but that doesn't mean he can fly.
a kite. Okay, he himself.
Can a
Dark
flightless
Shadow.
bird fly a kite? Yes. That's what he's doing. Okay?
All right.
So he's
All right.
flightless.
Okay. He's a flightless bird flying a kite, and the kite's a bird.
Yeah, exactly. It's a flightless bird flying
a bird kite.
that is bird themed. Emo bird themed.
As
But
I
only
told
in
him
the
about
dark.
The details of our encounter, my frustration started to simmer.
But he only got him to hear about the incident.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My week-long internship ended without me learning a thing.
It's funny that this is literally
Excuse you, huh?
Armin, the voice actor.
Yeah.
Nothing special. And then for my work study, the pro who moves too fast took me under his wing again. Since the internship, my class at UA had experienced many trials. You probably want to hear about those, don't you, Hawks? Don't look down on me, number 3. No, now the number 2 hero.
That Tsukiyomi's going all out.
Wow.
But look at him.
Look at him go.
He's like wearing it like a...
Good work today.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow. Tokoyami, you got a sec?
What intel do you want now?
Let's take this to the sky.
Hawks!
Yeah, now they're both flying.
Yeah,
It's like
they are.
with the wind.
Is this your first time
He's like,
flying?
what is this? I've never flown.
He just goes, is this your first time flying?
Yeah, it is. It is.
No, you're right. All right.
You stinker. Like he's in shock.
It's like we're one with the wind.
Is this your first time flying? I asked you back 20% for your quirk, birds of a feather and all that, and 50% was for info on the league. But that last 30, well, to be frank, it's because I thought you were wasting your true potential. Look around. It's amazing. Nothing beats a bird's eye view.
I'm wasting my potential?
It's good to put effort into beefing up your short-range combat weaknesses, but you shouldn't forget about what you're good at. Use your quirk to move more freely. I'm not interested in training the next generation or anything, but I couldn't pass this up. Those of us who can fly should fly. There's no need to be stuck on the ground with everyone else.
I'll use your challenge to reveal something. A move I discovered working with hawks.
Dark Fallen Angel? Sounds dramatic. Show me what you've got.
So we can just fly around different shadows.
Still only one of them attacking? This is unexpected.
Isn't this the same plan that failed the first match?
It's a pretty smart move. In an
Maybe it'll
area
work
like
this
this,
time.
I'd say he definitely has the upper hand.
There's a lot of shadow.
Tokoyami,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yes.
Fumikage Tokoyami, I swear I will vanquish you.
His eyes are fixed on me.
Class A is completely in the dark. You and I
Good one.
brothers in the shadows. I set an emotional trap before the match even started. You probably think the one I'm after is my supposed rival, Fumikage Tokoyami. But that's not true.
He's
I'm
after
the
someone
scheming
else.
Hero, Vanta Dark. And misdirection is the key to my design.
Wait, what?
He's just taking him.
Trickery. How despicable he is.
So his name isn't actually Dark. It's
No, he just
Vanta
was
Dark?
saying his hero name is Vanta Black. He just said that as the hero he is, he wouldn't just go after his rival. He's about misdirection.
Gotcha.
He's just kind of a classic I am statement.
Trickery. How despicable he is. Wretched soul. Repent at once.
This cramped, intricate stage gives me plenty of pathways. I've got speed on my side, and poor Dark Shadow's tethered to his host on the ground, which means they can't possibly catch up to me. There's no way!
Did you think I was slow? Dark Shadow! Dark Fallen Angel!
Wait, he can fly? Look at Tokoyami.
Now he can fly.
How's that possible? The principle behind it is so simple. Dark Shadow is always floating, so he can hold on to Tokoyami and carry him through the air. And by covering himself with a cape, Tokoyami
Dark Shadow can be hawks.
Work in order to achieve a continuously high output.
Yeah.
Plus, with that hold, Tokoyami's hands are made free to do whatever he needs. It's such a brilliant move, you guys. So obvious that it didn't cross our minds, but he figured it out, and look how perfect it's working. It's kind of like he's cut through his own personal Gordian knot. So cool. Whoa, I'm impressed.
It's very cool.
That is really cool.
He's using the flow power.
Yeah.
Hawks, I thank you. I will fly even higher.
An unexpected rendezvous! That was a failure.
Aoyama, your naval buffet! Tokoyami, cover the area!
Dark Shadow, get under the cloak.
Got it!
Naval Buffet is such a funny name.
That's crazy. Like, don't. That's so weird.
But no shadows when it's twinkling.
Oh, okay.
Animation.
Yeah, because no one's been
there.
captured yet.
Yeah.
Launching a surprise attack alone.
Now he's in the middle. You can't.
And certainly
No shadow.
unexpected. No matter, because I expect the unexpected.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Stand down!
You don't know when your feet!
Oh, mushroom girl.
So it's true. Kendo is better than you.
It's just like our brilliant class rep Set's room. If we see too much light, then plan A fails. So we start plan B. Cute little mushrooms for everybody.
To make shadows? Or...
Just to make mushrooms for now.
But she said specifically, like,
if plan A
there's
fails,
too much
it's
light.
time for the shroom plan. Too much light, that basically, if you can see a big explosion of twinkling, then you know that they have neutralized the shadow guy.
Exactly. So then...
Shroom time.
Then now it's mushroom time. Okay.
I don't think that's related to shadows. The shrooms aren't making little shadows.
Gotcha.
It's more plan B.
It's now we're doing something else, and it's starting with mushrooms.
Yeah, but that's where we're left for episode 5.
Think of everything you've cultivated to this point. Prove to yourself how much you've grown. No way!
A freaking cannon?
I held you at bay so I could buy time.
What are your first thoughts?
Really just want to know what the mushroom power is. Also, Dark Shadow flying. That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny because you were like, he flies, and I'm like, no.
You don't understand how much he hasn't flown up until this point. Like,
you were like, what? Somebody with a kite?
Like, I know for fucking sure right now.
I know this episode's point is he's flying now. They fly now.
They fly now? They fly now!
Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below if you're excited to see what happens in Season 5, Episode 4. Also, check out the Patreon linked in the description below to see these episodes right now and support us as creators. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after every episode of any show we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. All right, I have our questions.
All right.
Question 1. Still haven't decided on a name asks, what are your predictions on what team would win, Yaoyorozu or Kendo's? Both have chosen their respective classes' brains for plans. How do you think Yaoyorozu will be able to beat Kendo? And vice versa, how do you think Kendo would beat Yaoyorozu?
I'm really not sure how this is gonna go now, just because, like, the dark guy just caused so many problems.
Yeah.
For the whole group, just right off the bat. And they still don't know the specifications of 2 of the other teams' powers. So I kind of think Class 1A is not gonna win this one now.
So you're predicting a 1B win here?
Yeah.
And what do those mushrooms do, you think?
I'm not sure. I think it's either gonna be some, like, if you touch it, like, your vision distort, like some kind of...
they were growing off of the people.
Yeah, like some kind of psychedelic situation.
She makes them all trip balls during the fight.
Like peace and love. Or maybe it's like mushrooms and fungi, like, communicate in such an interesting way that maybe it's kind of similar to the vine powers, where, like, wherever she has mushrooms growing, she can, like, sense what's happening, like a recon type power. Not quite sure why that would be beneficial in this exact situation, but I guess specifically for the invisible girl, that makes a huge difference, because she's not invisible anymore.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think that's about the extent of my guesses for mushroom.
All right, we'll see if 1B wins here. Final question. Ashton asks, what are your thoughts on Hawks' method of crime fighting in which he leaves the sidekicks to clean up his mess? Do you agree with the sidekicks that it's a good system that works, or should Hawks change how he fights crime? Even though we've seen Class 1A mostly come together, are there any you suppose could maintain being a solo hero like Hawks?
Okay, I think that from a crime stopping standpoint, the way that Hawks is doing it is absolutely the best strategy. Just because him, like, flying people to jail or whatever is just simply not the best use of resources. In terms of teaching the sidekicks, they're probably not learning as much, because a lot of the time when Hawks is doing the superhero thing, they're doing paperwork, kind of.
Yeah, you'd think you could get, like, an assistant to do that.
Yeah, but then I also get, like, if you're dealing with, like, a villain, you know, you can't just give them to a regular person. So I can definitely, I can see pros and cons to both sides. I think the thing that would determine kind of what you should do is like based on the limitations of the power. So because Hawks is flying and very few people can fly with him, and his power is a very like singular solo type thing, that it makes sense for him to have like a bunch of sous chefs basically who are like doing sous chef things. Whereas someone who, you know, is fighting and then ends the fight and then has to like walk to the next fight location, they can have someone who just stays with them.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna, like, that's not a big downside. The way Hawks bringing someone with him would be a downside.
Yeah, so it's a good method that Hawks has. It's just, yeah, I guess you need some sidekicks, but it does stink that they're just running around all the time.
That is a bummer for them.
Yeah. But at least Tokoyami learned how to fly.
It's a very, very cool new development.
Yeah, and that's where we're left for this episode. Are we excited for episode 6?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.